Hello my good people, welcome to this online battle. I know it's been a while, I apologise for that. I've been a bit busy recently, and I've also been delving into some other games. Had a little stint on Warcraft, I just bought XCOM 2, so I've been playing a few other things. I've also upgraded my graphics card. I now have a GTX 1070, which is both good and bad, but I'll have a talk about that later. For now, we've got Empire and Greenskins against two vampire armies. So I'm playing as the Empire, which is a rare sight, but I thought I'd give them a bash since I never really play with them too often actually now, because everyone else does. So I've got some spearmen out the front, crappy spearmen, there to protect me from any monsters that may charge my way. Got some crossbowmen, shoot stuff down, regular swordsmen, and also some Sigmar's sons. These guys are unbreakable, so they're going to be good for holding positions if I should need it. I've got 3 units of greatswords back here. These are my armor-piercing destroyers, of course. I've also got, well, I've got great cannon. I've got the fancy great cannon from the DLC, the Hammer of the Witches. Looking to do some serious damage to monsters with that. Also got an Amber Wizard in all his fancy claw staff glory. He's mainly for the Manticore, of course. Taking most of his spells off. He only has Manticore and one other spell. I've also got some Grenade Outriders, which is a unit I'm pretty sure I've never used, apart from maybe once at the start when the game came out. I tried them out, but I've never really found them too effective. But I thought I'd give them a go, because I thought there'd be lots of lightly armoured units. Got some Halberdiers on the flank, and I've got Franz on Deathclaw, because I don't really have to worry about missiles, so that's why I've got Franz on Deathclaw, which I don't do too often either. My ally, playing as the Greenskins, he's got quite a balanced army as well. He's got Night Goblin Fanatics out front, which is an interesting choice. He's got an Orc Shaman, and he did bring a Giant, which is a great choice to bring against the vampires, because they can't shoot it down with anything. So a wise choice there. Oh, these are the Archer Night Goblin Fanatics. Okay, interesting. Orc Biggins on the flank, Black Orcs on the inside, Orc Boar Boy Biggins at the back. They're of course the ones with the anti-large stat, so they're going to be helpful against any Blood Knights. Over on the left some more, we've got, this is his general I think. He's got a Orc Big Boss, War Boss even, and a Goblin Big Boss. So he's got 2 melee generals there. And that's pretty much his army. So a very balanced army for him as well. Now, for the vampire armies, this is why I wanted to show you this battle. To me, this battle came across as 2 people who know what they're doing and 2 people who don't. And I wanted to show the power of people who play properly and how it kind of is better rather than just rushing forward with no thought at all. They've got some Blood Knights out on the side. The rest of their army is just this mash of a mess. They've combined both their armies together in a small space, which is just utterly stupid because any artillery is just going to hit everything and not really miss. So there's a mix of everything in here. Skeleton warriors, zombies, graveguard, Vlad von Karstein, mortis engines, corpse cart, crypt horrors. What else we got? Mostly skeleton warriors and zombies at the front. Sternsmen back there, more crypt horrors. You can see my cannon's doing some damage now. So yeah, they've got a good variety of units. However, they have 0 formation and they've moved up all clumped together. They've got 2 Vlad von Karsteins, twin von Karsteins. So at this point I'm trying to figure out what their plan is. I think they may have been playing together, that's why they're kind of playing with armies inside each other. It was a quick battle, so they could have joined and searched together, but who knows, they could be complete randoms. But I thought this would be good to illustrate the danger of clumping your units up like this and having all your units in a very small space. Because what happens is whenever some kind of missile, whether it's artillery or from a crossbow, arrow or whatever, a spell, it can't really miss. As long as you try to aim roughly around the center of the clump, it's going to get a hit on something every time. You see these cannibals coming in? Got some zombies there. Going to get some graveguard at the back with the other one. So because I'm aiming around the middle of the army, I'm going to get hit every time. See, I'm aiming at these graveguard here. They're kind of in the center. So no matter how accurate the cannonball is to that unit, if it falls short of that unit, it's going to hit something. If it goes too far over that unit, it's going to hit something. If it goes wide, it's going to hit something. Cannot miss. You get the idea anyway. So I've got these grenadiers, these grenade launch fellas, giving them a try. They've only got no kills at the moment. That's right, only no kills. I actually messed it up and I forgot to bring cavalry. It wasn't until the army selection counter got to about 20 seconds when I realised, shit, I haven't brought any cavalry. I've only got the outriders with grenade launchers. But it was okay, I was going to work it. I thought, we'll give this a go. Who needs Bright Guard and Demigryphs anyway? Grenade launchers for the win. They've still got 0 kills firing at skeleton warriors. I was a little bit concerned by this point, I'm not going to lie. Foot of Gork coming in there from my ally, right in the centre, again, clumped up. destroyed everything. I can't imagine how many kills he got from that, but it's probably a good amount. Wavering some skeleton warriors there, briefly. So I'm still popping my grenades off. They don't seem to be doing anything to try and stop me or to try and scare me away. I've got them on skirmish now. Missiles coming in, still got some cannonballs coming off. Whatever that means. How many kills we got? 93 kills with my Hammer of the Witcher so far. Need I say more? That's the danger of being clumped up. And that's only because they're clumped up. It's not because the cannon's aimed particularly... Well, it is aimed particularly well because I've aimed it at a unit in the middle. But, you know, if they were all spread out, I wouldn't have that many kills. Just that simple. I'd probably have maybe a quarter of that, perhaps maybe a half. Blood Knights still working their way in from the flank. Both vampire armies seem to be focusing on me. They're charging towards me. I bring my swordsmen out front so that my spearmen don't have to do the brunt of the fighting because they're not very good at fighting anything other than large units, and even that they struggle with. So bringing my swordsmen out front. Didn't want to use my Sigmar Sons yet though, so I bought some great swords over on the right side. But yeah, it seems like they're just trying to overpower and overwhelm an army at a time. They're doing me first because I'm in front of them. See, they're not really paying any attention to the Greenskins. They're just bringing all their units towards me, so they're just going to try and overpower me with all their units, I think, and use terror and fear as much as they can. Crypt Horror's coming in now. So if you're a graphics and frames per second whore like me, then you may have noticed that this isn't running too great frames-wise at the moment. It's only about 30 frames per second, which is unacceptable given my setup. But I think the issue lies with Warhammer and some games in general, that the 1070 isn't very well supported yet because it's quite new. And I know the problem lies with the game because I'm playing on 1440p, that's why I bought a 1070. But if I switch it down to 1080p, the frames don't go up. It's still the same. I tried it. If I was on 30 frames per second on 1440p and then I switch it down to 1080, it's still on 30 frames per second. So there's something going wrong there. Back to the battle. My ally's got his Orc Biggins and some generals into the Blood Knights, and he's also got Orc Biggins into these Blood Knights and the Vargolf, which are the perfect units to deal with them, so he's chosen very wisely, my ally. He literally can't do anything more or anything better than that. Over in the middle, he's trying to help out with some of these infantry units. I'm starting to rout a lot though. The terror is getting to me. I've got people running away all over the gaff. Spearmen, swordsmen, great swords. I've summoned my Manticore, however, although I'm not sure what exactly Manticores are good against, whether they're better attacking like groups of units or a single unit or a single character, or don't know. So I just kind of threw it in there, see what happens with it. I was just trying to buy myself some time at this point so I could regroup all my routed units, and it's kind of an expendable unit because it's so cheap. The Manticore is just like, just throw it anywhere, see what happens, see what damage it can do. No worries if it dies instantly. My Halberdiers on the left, taking care of some skeletons. They really should be in there fighting some Crypt Horrors or something, but oh well. My grenade launchers are at the back, wreaking absolute havoc on the back of their units. 61 kills now. Awesome. So they're starting to come good because they're firing into that big clump of units. They can't miss, much like the artillery, and we're getting a lot of kills. So here I decided, instead of rushing all my units back to the fight like straight away when they were able to, I waited, I left them back, and I tried to regroup as many of my units as I can so we can attack again as an army. And that's what these Sigmar Sons are good for, because they're unbreakable. They're kind of distracting the enemy and keeping him pushed back there, even though he could be moving all these units up. But he wants to get rid of these Sigmar Sons, seemingly. I sent Karl Franz in to do some damage. He's taking a bit of damage himself, and he got 27 kills, but he's knocking some heads around. The Orcs are nearby. Blackskins. Blackskins? That sounds a bit racist. Black Orcs and Giants. And speaking of racist, actually, the Empire, they're all white. Everyone in the Empire is white. I think they might secretly be a white supremacist group. Where's all the black guys and the Asian guys and the Middle Eastern guys? Like, it's really weird. Is that a lore thing? Does anybody know? Does anybody know the Warhammer lore of why the Empire is entirely white men? Jesus Christ, you bigots. Let me know if there is a lore reason for that. It's kind of interesting. Blood Knights are all gone now. There's a pile of them there. So my ally has sorted out the Blood Knights perfectly. Our enemy has used them terribly. Big clump of mess going on here. Mostly Giants, Black Orcs, Crypt Horrors, a few Skeletons, Corpse Carts, Mortis Engines. So no strategy from these guys at all. They're just charging everything around all together. I don't know whether that's part of their plan. 92 kills for my grenade launchers now. They're doing really well. Crossbowmen, they're not going to miss. They're firing into the crowd. So looking like the end for these guys. They've still got their generals alive for now. All the while, I've regrouped my army over here. I think this is a valuable tactic to regroup your army sometimes, instead of just charging all your units straight back into war as soon as they're available. Especially when you're facing the vampires. I knew that most of my units ran away because of the fear and terror of all the vampire units, not really because they're properly beaten. So regrouping them was definitely a better choice here. There's times for both when it's better to regroup, and sometimes where it's better to just keep on the pressure and keep attacking. Moving my greatswords up now though. I've got my 3 units of greatswords still alive, still in okay condition, probably about half health each. They're moving up, we're surrounding them now. I've just sent Karl Franz in because one of the von Carsteins Can't get a look on his card, but he's got no health left. So I swooped in to finish him off as I saw that. And that's one vampire lord dead. Maybe the other one's still alive. He's not dead. Still popping off. Got my manticore there, didn't realise that. 125 kills now for the grenade launchers. They're absolutely wrecking everything. Me and my ally have completely enveloped them now. We've surrounded them, and units are disappearing like there's no tomorrow, because there literally is no tomorrow for them. Karl Franz getting into the last von Carstein now. See you later, Vlad. He's only got a little bit of health left, so Karl Franz should deal with him, and it's looking like a victory. And you can see how many units we have left. We've both got tons of units left. This is the power of organised attacking and organised fighting over just mindless charging things in. And you can see both of our armies, we've got both over half of our armies left. That's more than a close victory. Most of my work there being done by the cannons and the grenade launchers. Lots of kills for them. Halberdiers did really well. Damn, didn't even realise. They did a lot of damage. Great swords didn't do a ton apart from one unit. So yeah, not a fantastic performance from my units, especially my spearmen, as expected. Didn't even get my Amber Wizard in there. The enemy, just not very good. So this one wasn't really a tactical one or a skill battle. This was just a slaughter, really. But as I said, I thought it illustrated the difference between two people playing properly, playing intelligently, and two people putting in no thought at all and just trying to rely on the power of their units to win it for them. You know, they didn't look to get the right matchups, they didn't look to avoid damage, they didn't try to use any tactics or flanking, they just charged forward and didn't really do anything. That may work in the campaign on lower difficulties, but against human players and tougher difficulty AI, it's just not going to work. Just no. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this one. I'm sorry for the dodgy frame rates that may have occurred occasionally. Most people probably don't even notice, but it does bother me, so I apologise. Hopefully that will improve with time, with better optimization in Warhammer and more catering for the 1070. It's mostly just when under heavy load it starts to struggle. Like when 2v2 battles and everything starts kicking off, it was about 30 frames per second. Before that, when the battle started and when we were moving around looking at the armies, that was probably about 80 frames per second. So that's more what I should be getting, I think, at 1440p on a 1070. But there we go. Anyway, I'll stop rambling about that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the motherfucking future.